gets worse. 'Cause idle hands make the devil's work. Yeah, my time's about running on out. That walk hog's about to say when he hits your pillow, I'll be headed out.
90 seconds away from live, baby. Open mic with Ann House. Right here in downtown Denison.
Telling me to leave. And I try like hell to stay. Make this work for you. Being something that I'm not, something I can't do. Every time I try, it just gets worse. 'Cause idle hands make the devil's work. May as well move on. This time I might stay gone. It's got nothing to do with you. Everything that's wrong with me. That devil on my shoulder is headed down the road with me. And try like hell to stay, make this work for you. But if it's between you and leaving, leaving's what I gotta choose. Every time I tried, it just got worse.
Send him that URL.
'Cause idle hands make the devil's work.
From Wichita Falls to Paris, from Atoka, Oklahoma to the Dallas area, Texoma has a thriving music scene. Revolving around country rock and blues, the singer-songwriters of the Texoma area reach into the outlying geographic enclaves here and there around the country. It's a scene of music that is defined more by geography than it is a sound and encompasses all the facets of the music scene on either side of the border. Denison, Texas is the hub of this music region, and it's music-friendly in so many ways. Long-standing tradition and musical family spanning generations are the hallmark of this area. Denison is also one of the first 20 cities in the state of Texas to be designated a music-friendly city by the state. My name is Ann House, and I'm a singer here in the Texoma area. We're live casting from beautiful downtown Denison at the Podcast on Main studio. This is Open Mic with Ann House.
There it is.
There it is. I know, right? All right. So welcome to another episode of Open Mic with Ann House. Once again, we're here at the Podcast on Main studio at Split Windows. Beautiful downtown Denison. Sitting right here in the fishbowl. Sun is starting to go down. It looks beautiful out there. We're at the corner of Main and Barnett, right across from Heritage Park and catty corner to 34 Chop House.
I can smell it's like a medium rare coming off the Chop House over there. So,
I know, right?
kudos to the chef.
Yeah, anytime there's good food smell, we're there, right?
I eat well, obviously. So.
I know, right? I'm a little fluffy too there.
Yeah, we got the fluffy crew in tonight.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. All right, so first things first. When you watch the show, you're going to see at the bottom of the screen there's places where you can like and follow for YouTube, where you can like and share, or subscribe and follow for YouTube, like and share for Facebook. Please do. Share those. Put them out to other people. You may not be the person who needs to see this today, but maybe somebody else is. And if you share it out to your friends, they will have the opportunity to see this. And it helps us grow and become the kind of show that you really need to see all the time, right? We're also looking for sponsors. So if you know somebody who is interested in sponsoring a season, an episode, just maybe one time every now and again, hook us up with them. Anything to help us get where we need to go, right? Where we need to go is kind of, maybe it's a little bit about what we're going to talk about tonight.
I got something for him real quick,
okay.
just on the. If we got 90 seconds, just
we have
for,
90
for
seconds.
the viewers.
Mike with Ann House. Are you on the hunt for the perfect platform to showcase your brand or venue? Look no further. Our livecast has been steadily gaining traction, and we're all about celebrating local talent and fostering a vibrant musical community. Our viewership is a music-loving crowd, the kind that appreciates soulful tunes, electrifying performances, and the magic of live music. You have local recognition with us. We've got our finger on the pulse of the Texoma area. When you team up with us, your brand becomes part of the conversation. There are flexible sponsorship options. Host a watch party with us. An exclusive watch party at your venue. Imagine the buzz as music enthusiasts gather to enjoy our live cast together. Maybe season sponsorship is for you. Be the star of the show throughout an entire season. Your brand will shine bright alongside our talented performers. Maybe just an episode. Want to focus on a specific episode? We've got you covered there too. Your name and lights just for that special show. The community has an impact when you advertise locally. By supporting us, you're not just backing a show, you're investing in the local music scene. Every bit of support helps the artists thrive. So whether you're a cozy cafe, a trendy bar, or a hip music venue, we can make beautiful music together. Reach out and let's explore how we can harmonize our efforts. Remember that when you partner with Open Mic with Ann House, you're not just advertising, you're becoming part of our musical family. Let's create something extraordinary. Hit me up at annhouse@gmail.com or give me a shout, 419-438-6686. Let's turn up the volume on community spirit. And you know, I really believe that. I believe that the people who sponsor shows are a big part of why musical communities can do what they do. So very much, because without that sponsorship, we're just singing to the walls, right?
Yeah.
And it takes both. It takes everybody.
Most definitely. And it's you're doing it's like a heavy task, just trying to advocate local stuff. You can make it all about yourself or do things like that. So I kudos to Ann for
Thank you.
for all sticking up for everybody out there.
Well, it's important to promote local music, because if you don't, then you lose something. Definitely something is going to get lost. There's so many really great musicians here. So many really great musicians here.
Insane.
And I think that they deserve the promotion that we're trying to give them. I really do. They're
Amen, sister.
Absolutely. They're there, they're there. One of the things that I wanted to talk about tonight was how TikTok works as a music platform. There are so many music platforms out there. There's SoundCloud, there's TikTok, there's Facebook, there's YouTube, and probably 15 dozen others that I'm not even aware of or, thinking about at the moment.
Infinity.
I know, right? But TikTok seems to be the big one, right? Everybody's heard about the legislation that they're trying to pass that would force the ownership to divest themselves of the TikTok brand. I know, right? So that there's not any sort of, what do they call it? It's national interest issue, right?
Thanks. Oh,
Forgot to close the door.
I knew it sounded funny in here.
And that notwithstanding, TikTok is a platform. There's a lot of musicians out there on TikTok. As a matter of fact, I would hazard a guess that 98% of the musicians that have been on this show have some sort of TikTok presence. I know I do.
It's probably like one of the main check boxes as an artist of the things that you're supposed to do, is the TikTok presence and stuff like that.
Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
X.
Yeah, X. Those are the others.
Essentially just consistent content across these platforms. And it's different strategies, who you're marketing to, on what platform, when you should post on what platform, things like that. And these are simple things that I would use Google for, to just check these things and study. Reddit is a great source, right?
It is.
I mean, it
is
can
a
be
really good
if
source.
you can dig through. So these are just inevitable. These are the job tasks when you think of music. You hear, oh, musicianship is 80% business and 20% music.
That's accurate.
You know, these are the things that fall, the chores and the tasks. So TikTok I would say, is probably one of the main platforms.
It is. There's so many musicians that are.
Probably YouTube behind that. I mean,
I would say
I don't
so.
know.
Facebook is not as big for music; it's more social, right? But on YouTube, it's all out there. There's a lot of. So I was digging around one day, and I happened to like Postmodern Jukebox.
Yeah.
It's a really great. I love what they've done with a lot of the songs, taking them to the 40s, the 50s, 20s, whichever.
Great productions.
It's really some really great productions. And I discovered a singer, her name is Morgan James, on Postmodern Jukebox. And then a friend of mine recommended that I check out a cover that she did of Human by Rag and Bone Man. That just, I love the song. I love her iteration of the song. It's acoustic more than it is electric, and
all those singers are insane though. So
right, but the only place I ever see her is on YouTube. I very seldom see a tour schedule or anything for her. She has a Patreon page, and she has her YouTube presence, and that's about it. She sings for Postmodern Jukebox on occasion, so she travels with them when they go. But that's about the only place I see her. I'm pretty sure she's on TikTok. I haven't had a chance to look.
Probably massive on TikTok.
Oh, I would not doubt it in the least. She's, an incredible singer. And there's so many that are getting national recognition now because they're on TikTok. Let me just look at it. What is it? Anthony Oliver.
Oliver Anthony. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I got it backwards. So where does it go from there? I mean, it's in today's day and age where we're talking about self-production. This is just a facet of it, right? And
it's a main one though, TikTok. And I'm not as educated. I knew that you were gonna have another guest on tonight, and they couldn't unfortunately make it. So the specialty of TikTok, unfortunately, I don't want to pretend.
Of course.
But I'll research heavily like on these subject matters, and I'll try to like guide as much as that the same stuff that you would find.
Yeah.
And it's still, I think the main thing is no matter what platform, it's consistency and then understanding the demographic of who you're going to market to.
Right.
And like you said, I haven't gone on TikTok to find it yet because just naturally your generation, you levitate probably towards Facebook or something like that.
I do,
And,
actually.
yeah, it's just, again, it's like the evolution. It's like you can tell by people's age, by their email. It's like if you have like an at Yahoo.
AOL.
Yeah, right?
I know, right?
OG. So it's the same thing with these social media platforms. And I think it's just, man, just trying to understand all of them. It's so much. So you artists it's already cut out enough for you. So it's like
really
trying to
is.
navigate through the social streets of all these.
It's hard to do that. I have to navigate Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, which I don't use very much at all. Instagram, which I have to learn to use better, and TikTok, which now there are tools out there that will let you push things out to multiple platforms at a time. And, if you'll message me privately on my Facebook page or my send me a text message on my phone number, I'll tell you which ones I use. I don't want to put them out right now. But I will tell you that there's a couple that I use actively that will let me push out, and they're free. That will let me push things out to multiple platforms at a time. It's really a good thing to be able to do that. The problem is figuring out when to push stuff for your demographic. I don't know what that algorithm is yet.
Use the resources that are at hand. You guys online can call me horrible for this or whatever you may, but there are AI engines that can do mass amounts of research for you, and you just need to be able to tell it a task and like to fine tune that. So I would say use those resources to start. If you can't hire a consultant company, which 99.9% of these people can't.
That's true.
Labels house these resources, and then really resourceful and bigger artists who spend years growing their camps get these things. So for you, it's just like, I can't do. the algorithm changes. Use some AI base, use Google again, use a search engine, and come up with a routine that's consistent. It doesn't mean that yours is going to be right, but you need to at least be consistent at what you're doing and try things, and you'll come up with an equation that works for you and your fan base. Everybody is a little bit unique, so
That's true. That's true.
and if you just pour into one thing, like it's hard to expect like the bigger picture to naturally explode. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think I do it all the time where it's like, oh, we recorded all this, but we put all of our eggs into this, and it's like,
And it all went that way.
all right, even if you just put them all in here, it's like there's like 50 other baskets this way.
I know. It
We only got
always
10
seems
eggs.
That way.
We
I
got
know.
10 eggs, so
I
it's like
know.
we got to be very resourceful where the eggs
Yeah.
go and thoughtful. And that's the
was-
equation that I'm talking about. I think
Gosh,
essentially.
I know.
So I don't wish I knew more TikTok stuff. Like I would just suggest, like, if you're on TikTok, look at what one of your favorite artists is doing, who's maybe similar to you or like the next tier.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, it's a little bit bigger than me. I'm noticing that they're getting a lot of likes. They're posting at these times.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are targeting the same demographic, and use it as a model. Don't copy them. You got to be creative with the content,
Right.
you know, and it needs to be tailor fit to you as an artist. But with that, it's like use other artists for models and watch what they're doing. Make an almanac of seeing when they
Oh,
posted
hey, that's
and
a good idea.
what they did. Note it.
Yeah.
See if there's a trend. Nobody does that.
That's actually a really good idea.
You'd be take pen and paper and you'd be able to see these correlations.
Oh
Surprisingly.
my gosh, we're going to get archaic. We're going to do pen and paper.
It's easier to see. Or if you do like Tony at Split Window Studios, Tony Garaputo, phenomenal spreadsheet guy. So if
Oh,
you
yeah.
do spreadsheets, I'm sure those will help you. But it takes that extra step. That's just how I would break it down.
So there's a lot of things on TikTok, and I'm not a TikTok aficionado by any means, but there are a lot of rules on TikTok. Once you get to this many followers, you can do this. Once you get to this many followers, you can do this. There is something called live rooms, and it's kind of like
Sounds like something my parents told me to stay out of when I was young. So
no, it's actually rather like a virtual open mic. So as long as you have a way to connect your phone up or what have you, and I bought a little adapter that'll let me do all of it at one time. You can go in and sing in these rooms.
virtual performance rooms.
Virtual performance
Gotcha.
rooms, yeah. They have a star system, kind of like Facebook stars.
And that equates to money.
It equates to money.
I get that sometimes, and I didn't
Yeah.
really know. I never have gotten a check or it's usually like, hey, you need to pay.
Yeah, it's really a pain through Facebook to get that set up.
Meta?
Right? Yeah, you have to go through the Meta, the dashboard, kind of the,
But
Yeah,
essentially,
it's a
people
pain.
can throw you coins, and that equates to physical money.
and it does.
Small, but
Small, yeah, I imagine it starts out small.
can somebody give me $10 in coins? Like,
Sure.
that's insane. So
I know, right?
I thought there was like a limit. I always have like 200.
I think it depends on how many followers you have,
Oh, okay.
right? So I know that until I got 1,000 followers on TikTok, I couldn't go in those live rooms like that.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So, but once I hit that level, I was able to get in there, and I haven't. You know what? Time is still a thing.
Yeah,
you
and it's
still
just-
have to have time to do all of it.
And TikTok is the unfamiliar for you, and like it's
It
hard to
really
break that
is.
routine.
Yeah.
When we have limited time, we naturally fall into the routine that we know that we're comfortable with.
Mm.
So insanely, right? It's going to be hard
It is.
to get into TikTok. I don't TikTok.
Yeah.
Every 6 weeks, I'll go and I'll get in a wormhole of the For You page, and it's like it's just like this big claw, and it'll just be like chipping away at like a dam, and I'm just like, oh, and find the water breaks, and then I go to the next video, and it's like,
I know. I have gotten lost in that thing. Oh my gosh, have I ever? Especially with, sadly, everybody's going to go, okay, she's an old lady. Cat videos.
it knows your algorithm, man.
I know. It knows my algorithm because it knows to show me cat videos. I remember seeing, there was one girl who did covers on at the breakfast when she was making coffee. She would stir up her coffee and all that good stuff. And, oh, thank you very much. She was asked to go on tour with a major country star
Via TikTok.
via TikTok.
See, it's a
that crazy?
viable platform right there.
That's what makes that platform viable, is that the recognition is there for people who want to pursue it, people who are going to that consistency is what did it, though, for her, because she was there every morning singing the song and making her coffee.
It's the pretty standard of right place, right time. We've always heard, hey, as a musician or as anything in life, it's like you got to put yourself in the positions, and that probability of being at the right place at the right time increases. So TikTok, I feel like it's just it's a way to virtually be in all these places and to get your exposure. It doesn't cost anything. Does TikTok cost?
It does not.
Okay.
It does not.
You can
cost
pay for
anything.
stuff, obviously, like ads and stuff.
Yeah, you can shop for things on TikTok now. You can.
And what if they ban this platform?
Well,
I mean,
see,
people
that's
will
the
go nuts.
thing.
Will there be riots in the street like the last election? Hey, there was.
Well, you try and take their TikTok away, and there might be, right?
We had civil riots happening 4 years ago. That's very hard to like forget about. And when I see and hear about these crazy things, and you start taking these platforms where people make an insane amount of money, that trickles down in already hard times. It does get scary.
Even just an average amount of money. I mean, there's a lot of people who do nothing but TikTok.
And that's their living.
That is their living. And this is, I mean, I can see the argument that there's a problem when it comes to national defense, right? Because
100%.
yeah, if it is owned by a Chinese businessman, that means that the Chinese government is probably got their fingers in that pie.
If it's the biggest social platform in the world,
Yeah,
I think it's proven fact at this point that they
absolutely.
do.
But I also know that if you try to legislate this out of existence, you're crawling up an uphill battle, and you're going to have a very, very upset constituency.
Yeah,
when and if that happens. Now, having said that, it's only gone through the House. It has not made it to the Senate yet.
what happened about it's all about the music?
I don't know. That's why.
Where do we forget about the theory of it comes down to the song?
Yeah,
That's
it comes down to the song.
Who
the
cares
singer,
about
the
TikTok or any of
musician.
this? I'm getting tired of all of it.
Yeah,
It's like, but at the end of the day, what's happened is all these platforms have diluted, or not diluted, they've I don't know the right word. I keep saying, I get caught on words sometimes, so excuse that. But, there used to be X amount of releases on a day,
right.
and it just made it a lot easier and viable for these artists to have these grand slam singles and albums and
Yeah.
stuff. Now, when you have 10,000 songs a day on 50 million platforms coming out, it's just like it's going to take anything and everything. So I respect TikTok and those things in that manner. Like you said, I respect the national safety and those things that come to be. And I'm just stuck in my way of using Instagram and
See, and Instagram is not one of those things that I've ever really used.
I don't use social
My
media.
sister uses it a lot more than I do. She doesn't care for Facebook, so she uses Instagram, and I'm like, okay. So I started pushing things out because that told me that there was a demographic for my age group, because she's only 2 years younger than I am, that actually actively uses Instagram, because all of her friends are on Instagram. So that tells me that, we're talking about a pretty similar demographic. So I started pushing out to Instagram too. And I'm not sure there are enough hours in the day for me to watch all of the data that comes through on those platforms.
That's
So,
why you use AI.
Yeah.
And you use the Google machine, and it tells you. And every 6 weeks, you have a strategy, and you use it. And then after 6 weeks, you break it down, and you can go look at your analytics, and you can see a basic graph of, man, and things went up or things went down. If they stayed this way, it's going to maybe stay what you're doing, right? But
Right.
if you can see an increase, you can start taking it, and you can say, hey, I need
This
to keep
happened
doing
when
that.
This was
And
released.
even if it was a coincidence, like it wasn't a planned thing, and you just noticed, like, man, I got a lot of likes on this post. Like, you break down of how big you are in that frame. Was I holding an instrument? What time of day was it? And start analyzing those things. They're easily things that we can do no matter what platform you're using.
Yeah.
And then that helps you be consistent. And you get like that self-confidence of, man, people like what I'm doing. I want to do more of it, whether you admit it or not.
Feedback. The feedback is what.
As
what
artists, we
as
fuel
artists.
that fuels us sometimes when
Yeah.
it's not, it shouldn't. You know, we should have our creativeness fuel us no matter what. But unfortunately, as a lot of creatives, we overanalyze things.
Yeah, we do.
And we need that gratification from the peers around us to help us push forward. And when we don't have that, we think we're worthless. We question ourselves. And I think social media is a fuel to both of those, right? Like,
I agree.
it makes us feel really horrible about ourselves when we don't get likes and stuff like that. So
I know, right?
self-tailor yourself for success of the things that you know have worked for you. And rinse, wash, and repeat until they don't work. Like,
Until they don't work.
and don't expect anything, and focus on the songs.
That's something I try to do. So focus on the music. I need to learn this, or I need to work on this, or whatever. But unfortunately, I can't get away from the business end of it sometimes. Right? I spend probably 2 hours every Sunday morning breaking down
Church Bible verses Sunday mornings.
No, not so much. It used to be on Sunday mornings. I don't think I will anymore. But no, I would break down the video from the previous week and get it ready to post up onto, because I manually post it to YouTube, right? Because I go in and I'll change something about the intro, or I'll add something in the middle, like an ad for somebody, or I have to adjust the end credits, or, all the stuff that goes along with that.
Just producing your show kind of happens at the end of the work week or the beginning of the week for you. So
Right. And spend the time and get that done, and then get it uploaded to YouTube so that, all my YouTube people, it's well over 1,000, who can.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Who can, they come up and be able to watch the show. And then I upload it to Spotify. By the way, did you know that you can watch this on Spotify? Ha-ha! You can. You go find Ann House Music on Spotify. And in the podcast section, of course, there is also my music section. Not just the podcast section, but my music section as well. So, you got two of them.
Any platform you can get it out to, right?
Yeah, pretty much. There are a few platforms I didn't go with, but then again, the music, when I distribute my music, I use an online platform to do that, and they push it out to pretty much everything.
That's great.
Which makes it a lot easier for me.
Easily manageable, right?
Oh, yeah, a lot more manageable.
Kind of covers maybe licensing and other things
Actually,
like that.
it does.
Yeah,
This particular one covers licensing. I had already purchased a license for the next song that I'm getting ready to release, but when I went with this new company to distribute it, they'll cover the license for significantly cheaper than what I paid for it, and that's kind of nice. By the way, if you want a list of some of the stuff that I use, hit me up on Facebook, hit me up on text message. I'll be more than glad to tell you what I use. There's a lot of really great things. And the ones that I use are a personal preference, which is why I don't usually say much about which ones I chose. Because it is a personal preference. It's going to be personal for everybody who does it. The company that hosts my website gives me credits to use a particular company if I want to. I can once a month release a song for free, basically, if I want to. If you happen to like the company that they've chosen to give credits for. So, there's that. There's a lot of reasons why we choose what we choose, and it is all very, very personal as to why we do it.
There you go. Daniel said, I played online for years. I was paid through PayPal, and there were different venues. I actually was paid pretty well. Some.
Yeah.
He said a couple $100 at concerts, and they were about 2 hours. So,
right.
Just different methods there.
I get paid through check that I can deposit into Venmo now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So,
and probably all links with QuickBooks and stuff like that too,
Yeah,
which makes
it does,
easy,
actually.
friendly. So
it's really nice. All of the different ways that you can do it. I still keep a paper calendar, right? So I can go
I
cross
wished I was that
something.
organized.
I mean, it's,
Google Calendar is my life.
oh God, I know what you mean.
So
For my day job, I use Outlook, the Outlook calendar. Tell you what, it works.
was that from like 1988?
No, it's a cloud-based one, so it was from 2 years ago.
Nice.
Yeah. I do want to give a shout out to Mel's. Mel's is Mel's Grill, which is over at 531 West Crawford in downtown Denison. Telephone number is 214-900-5081.
That's melsgrill.com too, right?
That's right.
Mel's Grill. You head over there.
melsgrill.com.
There's got menu on there. They got
Oh yeah, they
couple
do.
different
it's a really
things.
great menu. They're typically open late on Fridays and Saturday nights when they have live music, which is pretty cool. I love it when that happens. All of the places around Denison that have live music, if you will check out Downtown Denison Live?
.com.
DowntownDenison.com.
Yep.
And you can find all of the nifty music venues.
It's great. You can submit too if you have events. You can go
Hey.
there. There's a tab where you can submit your event. It has to be approved, obviously. But from what we understand, everything's, it's easily approved. They just want to make sure there's not a bunch of spam and stuff. So go there. It's a new platform. It's a great thing. And there's other platforms too. When you were doing the pub crawl
Yeah.
podcast, I believe a guy named Stan came at one point.
Yeah, Stan Counts.
And he's got local Texoma.
Yeah, I'll have to look up the
I
name
need to look
again
up the
one more
exact-
time. But it is also a platform for a little bit like Facebook, and it's more of a advertising base, but they have Stan is a musician also.
Yeah,
right?
songwriter.
And so, yeah, he's a songwriter. He plays guitar.
American poet.
That's our Stan. And he has a platform that he manages, and maybe I'll get him in. Ooh, see, that'd be a really good one, right?
Yeah, right. So it's like-minded people trying to do the same thing.
Pretty much. But yeah, he keeps track of all the things that are going on. Paul Noel. Now I'm going to give out a call out to the
my
wizard,
gosh.
right? If you want to know who's playing somewhere, ask Paul. This is
Gold Star Paul, a.k.a. The Wiz.
the wizard.
The Wiz.
Yeah, if you want to know where somebody is playing or who's playing anywhere in particular, especially blues music, he will know. As a matter of fact, yeah, I mean, I can't say that he'll necessarily.
Paul tells me where my local hip-hop shows are, Ann. I'm trying to find where I'm going. Me and Bran, I call Paul. You know what? The Wiz has got the low down. So
Oh, I know, he does. And he will hit 3 venues in a night, given the opportunity.
I'm trying to vote Paul for local Hall of Fame or whatever it's called.
There's got to be a Hall of Fame
something.
for something like that.
I'm making it just for him. If it means
Texas
anything.
country music? No, that's not going to do it. He needs a statue.
I'd cry every time I saw it.
I know, right? Him and his with his camera phone like
Oh,
this,
man, no,
because he's got this little stand that he puts up at every venue. Camera phone, so he's taking pictures or recording and all that sort of good stuff.
It starts in the small area. Like, I love focusing on a bigger artist. I'm always aiming to work with the biggest artists I possibly can.
Sure,
But, like,
that's cred.
like I literally, it's incredible to see like all these smaller people who don't have maybe I'm not trying to take away from you guys with the words. I'm trying to be like very genuine when I say and I'm not lumping, I'm just saying like some artists have a lot of resources openly available. They have this God-given gift and everything they touch, like, and every door opens, right? And then there's the rest of us. So like, it's just easy. It's amazing, and we appreciate what people like Paul and you and all these people do just for like the average person. Like, they're not just looking for like some big artist. Like, Paul's literally trying to spread the word for every venue. And I'm going to go on a tangent for a second because this has just struck a nerve. But when I was a kid, I had to be from the ages of 7 and 8 years old. I would see artists that I see now that I like looked up to, and I was like, I'm gonna be like that one day as like a guitar player for my bedroom. Oliver White was one of those.
Was he really?
Yeah, like they would like leave and tour and like go around and stuff. And as a young musician, I would look up to it. And then he was like very approachable and just a very skilled musician.
Indeed.
So looked up to, right? Like then and I would see my dad would take me. You know, my dad was a legend, so he would take me to all these concerts.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw bands like King South from the Jam Room, which you probably don't know who that is.
I don't.
But they were just, man, there was just Marty Gibson and Buffalo and Manhart, and just like there's just local legends that were in that band.
Yeah.
And they were huge in like the 90s here. And I mean, just I would go see people like that. And even this is going to sound crazy and somewhat embarrassing, but my dad took me to like this old house, and it was Texas Hippie Coalition. It was like one of their first rehearsals.
No, I've heard of them.
As a kid, right? Like this crazy rock band with all these huge amps in a house. And I would just
Wow.
inspire. And you know what the one common link to all these were, minus my dad? Paul, the Wiz,
Really?
Noel was at every single freaking one of these things.
Wow.
And back then, your TV show,
Yeah.
he was doing it. He had huge
That's right, he was.
studio cameras with J.D. Massengale. J.D. was a local musician. God rest his soul. His wife actually had a Specs in the City in this exact room that we podcast from.
Oh, wow.
This was her eyeglass
Oh.
place at one place.
Oh.
So we're in this very room, like there's all these ties, but Paul was at all these ones, and he had these cameras, and they produced a show that played on the Open Cable One network channel. As a kid, you just
Community access, right?
yeah, and you would like flip through and had the weather, and then on channel 30, it was just like its own station. As a kid, you don't really understand. It's just like another TV station, and like I would see band performances on there, and then I could go at like 2 a.m. on Sunday mornings, and it was like just a jam that Paul did.
That's cool.
Multi-camera, like the audio mix was coming into the board. And I remember just seeing Paul in like his jeans back then, his plaid button up, like little tucked in shirt. He didn't have the beard. It was like
Right?
it was like, you know, well kept. And just, man, all you people have inspired me to like keep going. I wanted to give up so many times. And I just saw the Wiz at a meeting tonight. And I'm getting to work and make a record with Oliver right now. And it's just, even if I don't equate to anything, all of these people mean the world to me, and it just means so much that I get to work with you guys.
It's pretty cool. I enjoy working with all the musicians and sound people and videographers and everything that I've gotten to work with over the last few years. It's definitely been something that I don't know that I would trade anything for.
We've created our own, like Nashville, our own Hollywood or Las Vegas, and minus the lights and maybe the paparazzi and the fame and the money. But like the dream is the exact same. And all these venues that have come up, and I don't think anybody's given enough how hard it is to open a venue and run it
Oh, I know.
and maintain it, and just the licensings that it takes, and the TABC licenses to sell.
Yeah, just the license
And I mean the
to
break
sell
even
alcohol.
point, and then to have to pay the musicians, and to watch all these music venues that were for original artists, to see them close this year in the big
Oh, I know.
streets.
Yeah.
You see, I heard a Six Springs Tavern, apparently it closed over the week.
Did they?
That's what I heard.
Oh, wow.
Hank's Bar and Grill.
A new Hank's closed.
You
There's
know,
a place called Stumpy's out in Arlington that closed.
Gosh, just so many big
so many
places,
places.
in the stockyards. So just the venue scope, and for original artistry, it's like really is a dying art. And it means a lot to me for the people that are still trying to advocate that. And it's not the most practical sometimes.
No.
It's like the hardest thing to do, right?
Yes.
So not to give in and not to have a
It is not
tribute
a very,
night, or it's these things. So kudos to all you guys. Kudos to all the people behind the scenes, the venues that are new, old, who's going to come and who's going to go, man. It's just,
most.
it takes a whole community.
It does. Most restaurants / venues, if they last 4 years, they're lucky. There's so many here that have lasted.
The
Best-
rig.
The Rig. Oh,
Man.
gosh, yes. The Rig has been there forever. Best Burger Barn in one incarnation or another, because it has changed hands yet again. And it changed hands 3 or 4 years ago.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that place has been running continuously for some time. So I don't know. I'm glad for that, right? So, but on the same, I guess, spotlight in a way, virtual concerts are becoming a thing too. And I'm actually kind of glad for that too.
Metaverse concerts. Obviously, there's nothing like being in person and the real deal. But if all these original concerts literally are going to close, or concerts, all these venues for original artists are going to close, and there's not a platform for it. Before, being on TV was like the biggest thing, and now that we've tying all this together with TikTok and these social platforms, it now has become a virtual space.
Yeah.
So to have this content, you can't do it all the time. You
No.
can't do it every weekend. You can't do it like COVID and oversaturate it. But what's
Right.
important as an artist in your content package is you got to have some kind of live. These booking agents, they always ask for it. They want these live videos. They want to see you live.
Right.
You want to send something that's in great quality and all these things. So, twice a year, like there should be like if you could go to like a pay-per-view style virtual show as an artist, it's like something that I would want to do.
Oh, hell yeah. I would do it too.
You
As
need
a matter of fact.
for the content, like for the basic sake of the content, like, and if it's some high quality, so you reach out to these platforms, you find them, like, where do they exist?
Mm-hmm.
They're hard to come by now. Like everybody does them indie, they're indie based. There's
That's
something
true.
Dallas
Yeah, it
Music
is.
Network. They seems like they do some great
Yeah.
productions I've seen.
Yeah.
I may be saying that wrong. So
You have to check them out.
I think it's really cool what you're offering with your Rustic and Rhythms Music Festival.
It's a woman-centered music festival. So I remember seeing 3 years ago that one night or one day at 1880 Ice House was devoted to a woman's country music thing. Rather like
It was just a showcase.
it was a showcase
for female
yeah,
artists.
Showcase, thank you. For female artists.
It was put on by TMI,
I don't remember if it was TMI or if it was.
just Texas Music Industry,
I
or
think it was TMI. It
some-
may have been.
along those lines back then. Or 1880 at least hosted it and put it on.
They
so
did. They did. They hosted it and put it on and have been associated with TMI for some time, which
Would-
is a good thing.
And what'd you notice about that event?
That it never happened again.
Was it good?
Yeah.
You went to it?
I actually caught some of it online later because
Oh,
I was
nice.
out of town that weekend.
So so it worked out perfect for you.
Yeah, it did in that respect.
It was high quality and stuff, or was it like a cell phone?
It was more of a cell phone thing. I would have liked to have seen better quality. It's hard to do outside because 1880 has an outside venue. They have an indoor sort of stage, but it was an outdoor thing.
Well, it would take like cameras and wires and all these crazy things.
And sets and
Which is
sound
ama-
production. And,
Yeah, it sounds incredible. Sounds like something I'm signing me up, but my kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good thing. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, not just because I get to sing in it, but because women, so many times I go to an open mic or I go to someplace there's live music, and women are not as represented as they could be or should be.
Yeah, it's 100 to 1.
Yeah, it is. At the very least, it feels that way.
It is what it is.
You know, and I would like for those women to actually be able to get
Sweet hog. Nice.
better recognition for what they do, right? In something that is geared towards them. And I say them because I'll be singing too, but
Say us.
us. Let's say us. We have Casey Baker.
Man, that's
I know.
Boss.
She is an amazing, incredible
boss.
songwriter. Ray Nicole, she's fairly new.
Boss.
Boss, right?
BOSS. Boss.
Carissa Carter. Now, she's kind of new on the scene. She's out of Sulphur Springs, but she's played up here at the Green Growler. She was up here this last weekend, and she's been on the show here too. So she's really, really good.
Is she a boss? Yes.
Yes.
Boss.
I think so.
Hashtag.
Jenny Beatty. Now, Jenny's been around for a while, and she is definitely a boss.
There it is.
right?
Tag them. Bag them. Let's go. Boss.
Laurel Godlove, who is, that's who I want to be when I grow up.
Which is a boss, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely. Talina Rudd. Oh my gosh, this woman, she is such a kick-ass artist, and she's been through so much in the
You can't
last
say that
month.
right, by the way. Do you know that, right?
Oh, no, I can't.
Nope, that's a wrong because you're a boss.
No,
Let's
we're
go.
a boss. And Victoria Lemons.
Jazz City.
I'm telling you, this is going to be just an absolutely spectacular event. You're going to hear some really great music. And some absolutely,
Is that water?
yes, wonderful voices.
And secret cough syrup there.
Vodka.
Grandma's martini. What do we got here?
It's going to be on April.
Rock and roll, baby.
Oh, yeah. April the 30th at 7 o'clock, showing on, now get this.
Cable TV.
No, not cable TV. We're going to launch it out of Facebook.
Well, it's going to be through YouTube,
Is it through YouTube?
but
Yeah.
we're going to host it on the downtown Denison, Texas Facebook page, which is really, really exciting. Downtown Denison. This is just cool for the music friendly thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just we're very thankful that they would allow this to happen
Absolutely. I'm so
If
very
you can't
thankful.
come to Denison, you can come virtually.
on a Tuesday night. It sounds like
Yeah.
a great way. We're going to find a way that we can promote commerce out of this. The goal is always to get people down here.
Yeah.
Y'all's goal is that I know when we talk and we plan this, it's like we want a studio audience. We want
I would
these
love
things,
to
but
have a studio audience.
you know,
but-
it's, we would need a platform of a venue where we could bring all the production equipment that we have at the studio, and that's just is almost impossible at this point. But we are working on ways for in
Yeah.
the future so that we can host people down here.
Robots.
We want real people. I guess if the robots spend their money and spend the night here, then it's good. But
No, robots to bring the stuff down.
oh yeah, that's awesome.
Robot cameras.
The goal is always to get people into the local area, Denison,
Yeah.
into down, not just downtown, but anywhere in Denison. We want them to spend money here. We want them to eat here. We want them to dine here. We want them to enjoy the magic here.
Yeah, I think Denison, honestly, I think in the next 5 years, you're going to see Denison turn into the Texas's little Nashville.
Wouldn't
Or
that be
even
cool?
better.
It'd be like the Reno.
The Reno.
That's our little Reno.
Well,
Maybe
yeah.
not little Nashville's better.
There's some things
I
coming
don't
into
know.
town that are going to shake things up.
I think things are already shooken up. I'm
Oh, I know they
I'm
are.
amazed again. I'm going to advocate heavily.
Well, yeah, you want
Um,
shaken, not stirred.
Yeah, I'm going to advocate heavily. You and your jokes. Just all the people and what they're doing down here, all the businesses that
Yeah.
have come to Denison, that have come to the local, just the Grayson County area, man. It's
Yeah.
just creating a amazing, for musicians, it's more people here. It's more tax money, which essentially, hopefully, is more opportunities. So it should increase our fan bases, our y'all's
I
fan
hope so.
bases.
That's really. I mean, we got the news recently that not only will Margaritaville be moving in here, we'll also have Hard Rock Cafe out on the lake. Both of
Scary.
one on the Texas. I know, right? One on the Texas side, one on the Oklahoma side, which will include casino. Can you imagine?
No, wait, a real casino?
Can you imagine how many more venues there'll be available for the musicians, the local musicians, to play at, just with those two new resorts coming in?
It should open a lot of doors.
Yeah.
It should open a lot of doors. We hope that we get original artistry locations.
Yes.
That's what you hope for. We're advocating. We want these artists to have a platform for original music. It's the only way that you can cultivate. They got to be able to play shows.
They got to be able to
And
play
if all
shows.
these original venues, original artistry venues, if they do close, and I can respect the business model of it, people aren't supporting, so it is a call to the patrons too. It's like,
Yeah, it
you
is.
support these places.
You have to go out and
Support the
them.
livelihood, support the artists, and if you're going to, it's times are tough for everybody right now, so you don't have to spend a fortune. You can go out and you can be cost efficient. You can be budget
Absolutely.
efficient and still enjoy these
Oh.
artists. And
Backyard, like,
I know we are.
Kickbacks does not have admission. Matter of fact, you can enter from the back and sit there and drink water and still get the same entertainment that someone
and
beside
tip
you.
your bartenders.
Tip your bartenders, tip your wait staff.
But you
And
can
try the
still get
food.
Yeah, try the
but
food.
you can still get the same entertainment the person beside you who ordered the nachos.
these people
is
are
great, but
pouring their hearts and their
they
souls
really
into giving
are.
you all these experiences. And I understand you want to go to the Metroplex, or it's even easier not to go anywhere at all with inflation and stuff. So
That's the thing that we're fighting. We're fighting the fact that there's a whole generation out there that would rather sit at home on their phone rather than go and listen to live music. And
Well, we're kind of giving them the opportunity to come up to us by their phone.
well,
Well,
are we
true,
giving them the opportunity, or are we simply taking advantage of the opportunity that they provided us?
it's half empty or
I
half
don't
full.
know.
You know, I consider there's no television anymore.
And it's people say radio's dead and television's dead. Again, going to the top of the hour, we spoke on demographics, and I think it's
Right.
again people and demographics and how they use those mediums, and you just have to know what you're catering and keep your expectations elastic to that medium.
Right.
You can't expect so much out of just one thing. You know, but if you take a lot of small expectations across the board, they can
all
make a
together.
big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Like so,
They make a really
you
great
can't just make a
collage that
TV
way.
show, you know, with all due respect, and just expect to put it on TV. Like it just takes
We
so
tried
much
that.
more.
We
Well,
tried that.
And it
I-
did work.
it's not worked yet. It's not
It
worked
has-
yet
it just
because
hasn't
it's
worked
just
yet.
a key piece of y'all's story at this point.
Yeah.
And what Jeremy produced for you guys, and what you captured, and the heart that behind it. If there's anybody tuning in, I got to tell you, these folks, their heart for the musical community is 100% genuine, and they are literally, they want to help the bigger picture. So I don't want you to look at it like that was a failure, because that was just one small chapter in the bigger
Oh,
picture for you guys. And
Nope.
Rustic Rhythms,
School.
the Rustic Rhythms Music Festival is
Oh,
just an
yeah.
extension of what you started with
Oh, yeah.
the Open Mic TV show, with the podcast, and it's only the beginning.
It is.
So-
It's, that was kind of the plan. You know, you mentioned the other day, I guess it was Monday, it was a week ago yesterday, that I had my life kind of went sideways for a little while. And it did. Boy, did it. It just kind of went, you know, whoop, we're going to do this now. And I'm really glad that because of that sidestep, I had the opportunity to do a lot of this. And it's just,
It's crazy how life works.
it
As an
is.
adult, you know, and you are way more wise than me, but it's
He's calling us old.
sometimes I said wise. Sometimes life's most unfortunate situations put us in these uncomfortable scenarios that we never would be in.
Right.
And we've learned to embrace those moments. And I've noticed that there's been some of the biggest prosperity come out of those uncertain times.
Yeah.
And I don't have false hope in those times. But as I grow older, I've noticed that it seems like when the storm is starting to really kick in, when I used to bunker down or hide, like I've learned to now just like, man, I want to be right on deck. And I
Yeah.
want to be facing the winds, because I know that there's something glorious on the other side. Because each time it's like, all these opportunities have opened up to me when I thought, like, I'm at my lowest of lows. What am I going to do? When I was the scaredest I've ever been, because maybe insecure is the word. Like,
Right.
and you know, I'm just glad to see that you. I didn't know you were pretty private about some things, so you
Yeah.
bounce back quickly. As you're a badass, so you
I
would.
don't know that my husband
Boss.
would agree with that, but
No,
He's
but
a
I mean, like
boss.
from losing it, then I found out. Oh well, Ann actually started a new job on. She said this time, and it was just like, man, good for her. Because I was
Yeah.
like nervous, and
I was.
you guys
too.
didn't skip a step in the podcast process. Like you had started this endeavor, and then you kept it. And I've just been amazed at what y'all have been able to like self do, and like, you guys are putting a small fortune into helping the musical community. So I'm hoping that we can come together and get you guys some sponsors.
That
I'm
would
hoping
be
some
great.
people, some
Sponsors
like-minded
would
people are
be
going to come
wonderful.
forward, right? Like so, because if we've been able to do what we've done to this point, no platform, no advertisement, starting from scratch, and knowing it was
Yep.
going to be the tortoise and the hare, and we were just going to be the tortoise. We were going to keep steady
Mm-hmm.
this whole time. Like if we're just hitting mile marker 1 of 26, like then I'm excited because the growth that I've seen. Again, keeping our expectations realistic.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have our viral video. We haven't had a viral moment yet where we have 10
we
million
will.
viewers.
We will.
But exactly, like we've seen people come through here, and I've seen y'all bring people together, And Rustic Rhythms Music Festival is just going to be a massive thing. That speaks on that nature.
I'm really looking forward to being. I was looking forward to putting it together, to begin with, and I'm looking forward to being on it. But you know what? I think I'm looking forward to the most is being able to hang out with all these boss women.
Oh yeah,
All these boss women musicians. That's
real songwriters.
going to be the thing.
Watching Casey Baker, I've got a very limited time. She works with Pat Mansky, who is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
And I've just been lucky enough to be able to cut like a B vocal that they needed for a track. His studio's far, and we were close. And I got to just get a glimpse of like her capability and listen to her songs, and she was just incredible.
Yeah, she is.
Just
She really is.
so I'm excited just to get an actual show.
I got one of her T-shirts.
I don't get out of. I put all into this, so I've reclused to the studio quite a bit. So I don't get out like I used to. I used to be just an extrovert, and I was at every event. I'd make the rounds all the time, and now it's just like family life. And I've been entrepreneur and trying to keep the ship afloat. So
right.
I missed out on going to shows and seeing concerts, and I'm just excited to see her perform. Like,
Yeah. She's.
Yeah, but you got some.
Speechless sometimes.
Yeah, but Chris has also got like a new addition at home. So you get to come home.
He
and
does.
I have a little
rock to
baby
sleep. Yeah.
You have a baby.
who's already asleep, and I missed the bath time tonight.
Aww.
Yeah, it's 2 nights in a row.
Wow.
But I've been trying really hard to be home more. Like I'm telling you, as a musician, and the balance of being a parent or being an entrepreneur and being a new parent, and I just have so much more respect for people. It's been such a hard balance because I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not going to get this time back. But
No.
I also know I need to provide for my family. So it's like the balance of providing and just if I could, I know my wife doesn't really watch these podcasts or anything, but Bran has been so amazing in this process.
Yeah.
She has just been the best mother, and to see how well she's taken care of Isabella and me and Jordan. You know, we have another teenager under our roof, so just all these things. She's done it amazingly. So I couldn't do without her.
I am really glad for you guys.
And
I really
Isabella's
am.
been amazing, so just keep
It's-
praying for her.
It's something, isn't it? Being a parent.
I can't explain it. I cry still. There's like a lot more, and I have these moments, and I never thought that I would be worthy of like such these like positive
Gifts.
emotions. Yeah, like really, just these moments. Like I don't care about songs or anything. Like just the time, the way that she looks at me when I wake up, or when she wakes up. You know, it's just like this smile. It's like, oh my goodness, like I have a purpose. Like,
I think when my kids were small, one of my favorite things was to sing to them.
oh yeah,
Yeah. It was just
I sing.
The most powerful words on a child's lip is mother and father.
Yes. I will agree with that totally and completely.
So,
Isabella would try to do the right thing by her, you know, and you know, just oof,
No,
it gets me.
I totally understand.
the utter panic. I've had it happen. I'm not kidding you. When there was times when we were first together that I was like, man, am I going to be able to pull this off? And you can ask Ann. I panicked a few times.
You did.
She had to tackle me at the front door before I got out. Where are you going?
Well, your kids seem great, the ones that I met so far.
Yeah,
and,
she's a good
You
girl.
guys have done amazing.
Thank
so,
you. Yeah, no, I've got good kids.
oh my Lanta, Scott Matthews is tuning in.
Oh,
Oh, hey, Scott Matthews.
So, Laura Hayworth says
Hey,
hello.
hi, Laura.
So,
Laura is.
She is.
Mark on Main is on too.
Hey, hi, Mark. No, Laura is the fan. The fan.
AKA the fan.
Mm-hmm.
The fan, yes.
Yes, she
I'm gonna get
is.
her one of those little box fans.
No, she's a real sweet lady, and I love her. I love her.
There's also
Do I look like a poker player?
yes.
A little bit.
Can I get a hit?
You look like you're ready to go hit the casinos, man.
I don't gamble, by the way.
I don't either.
Yeah, you do. You're an entrepreneur.
Hey.
Yeah, that's true, I guess.
So anyway, no. So we called it. Oh, for gifts. I was trying to go down the things that you called out.
4 gifts unique. All right, so
4 gifts unique.
yes, right across the hall.
Love it.
They have
Tea.
Stop.
Okay. Tea.
They have teas, they have mixes, they have jewelry, they have teapots. And
They got manly
teacups.
stuff too over there. They got like little tools and stuff.
Got like tea sets.
Tea sets. Oh yes, they do have tea sets. I saw they had it's oh shoot. Put the teapot on the top and it has a what do they call the piece that goes in the middle that you can put the tea in?
Strainer.
It's not a strainer. Anyways, but if you go over there and you mention that you saw, by the way, it's on Main Street directly across the hallway
400 West Main.
from the Podcast on Main studio.
Helen.
If you go over there and you say that you heard on Open Mic with Ann House that they are there, they will give you 20% off on one item. And that is good through the end of the month. So you only have a couple more days. You only have a few more days for that. And we'll see how it goes in April. But until the end of the day on the 30th, you can, or 30 days have September, April, June, and November. Always have to do that. Until the end of the day on the 31st, you can go in there and ask, tell them you heard it on our show, and that they will give you 20% off on one item. We have a little video, a little ad for them that we'll run at the end of the show.
4 gifts unique is awesome.
They are.
I've got some of the scone mix.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I got the, I forgot. Gosh, it was lemon something.
Lemon blueberry,
It
probably.
was so good. I got.
I love scones.
They have truffles over there that.
Oh,
When I have a sweet tooth, I find myself
wandering across the hall to get you a truffle?
get a truffle. The tea is incredible. Earl's
Yeah, it
Grey.
is.
I can't help. She always. I feel like sometimes she makes it just for me because it's so good.
She usually has chai
In the-
available to taste.
And the manly gifts, like I got this really cool set of. It's a multi-tool, and it's like in this leather pouch, and I have it in my camera case. But it's like a precision toolkit,
Oh, wow.
but super compact. So I'm like able to work on my camera and stuff like on the fly, and it fits like super nice. And who would have thought? Like I thought I had to like order it
Who
online or.
said
Yeah.
the tea set's not manly?
Hey, I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
For Valentine's Day, my loving husband went there and bought me a bottle of
Rum.
hand lotion
Oh, lotion.
and a
Soap.
bar of soap and a candle that was
All stank.
Earl Grey scented.
Earl Grey, yeah.
So all I have to do is light a candle and I can smell Earl Grey tea.
he had that candle and that lotion.
It was a, she put
And a
it
bar of
together.
soap. She put it together for
Because
me.
I was
Like
like,
Helen's trying to. Good Lord, Helen, trying to get
she's
I don't
like,
know.
a little sexy
she's,
time kit. Jesus,
She's really a great lady.
she's
I
got
like
the
her.
touch. I bought my wife's Christmas present there. It's like this
Oh, yeah?
beautiful piece of jewelry. Mm-hmm. So we don't really do gifts, and I just wanted to do something special as it's the first year of her being mom. So
Oh well, yeah.
Helen
no,
had a
absolutely.
beautiful gift. If Helen's not tuning in right now, are we going to cancel her?
No, of course not.
I'm kidding.
Why would we do that? She's such a sweet lady.
73's had me scared for a long time.
Oh, has it really?
Oh,
Well,
don't look at it. Don't look at it.
No, mustn't look. Mustn't look.
I mean, that blinking red circle.
I'll be honest. I'm not even sure what time we started, but I'm pretty sure we're coming to the end of our time.
Well, the clock says 103. 103. Is that
Yep.
an hour and 3 minutes?
You have two. You essentially would have 2 minutes left, but we did get a late. Yeah, 2 minutes left.
All right.
1 minute left.
So this would be a good time if.
Freestyle battle.
Hey. No.
I declare a thumb war.
Boop, boop, boop. God, I haven't done that in years. Make me feel old.
Well, yeah, because you kept beating me. I don't want to play no more.
I know. Doesn't want to play anymore.
Anyway. So is that everybody?
That's it tonight, I think.
Mel's for
We got
gifts?
Mel's. We got 4 gifts unique. We got,
Melsgrill.com.
yes. They're
And Denison.com.
They're downtowndennison.com.
Downtowndennison.com.
Yeah.
Mel's Fish was excellent. I'm
Yeah, usually most places over cornmeal it. They put too much cornmeal on the fish, and it's like
yeah. it
Catfish.
Yeah, catfish. Good catfish. And they have really good brisket. Oh man, they have really
When's
good
the last time you had a really good fish stick?
It's been ages, man.
I had catfish nuggets the other day.
No, I'm not gonna ask for catfish
No.
nuggets. I'm asking for a fish stick.
What
I
part of the
don't know.
catfish is the nuggets in?
I'm not even going to touch
You had
that
Rocky
one.
Mountain catfish?
I guess so. I can't say when the
At the
last time
right
I
spot.
had a good fish
We
stick.
just ate at the right spot.
Air
Wait.
fryer. Air fryer.
Oh yeah,
Fish sticks.
air fryer fish
Ooh.
Do
stick.
yourself-
Yeah, we have an air fryer.
Do yourself a favor and get you one of those. Get the good kind.
What's the good kind?
It's in a box. So it's got to be good.
Oh gosh, that's priceless.
Swanson.
He used to come by.
Hey.
Those cheese sticks are priceless.
Well, it's cheese, so yeah.
Anybody tune in tonight? It was like, I know we were going to have
had
other.
like 4 watchers in the beginning, and we think we've lost them.
Nah. You know what? This is going to go up on YouTube. This is going to go up on
Yeah, and the
Spotify.
later watches, we get like 5,000.
Everything boosts at that point. So,
I'm looking here.
And
yeah.
then soon
Make sure we
we'll
didn't miss anything. I always
Yeah,
want to
let's
answer
don't-
people's questions or
Yes.
if they comment things.
Next week, we are talking to Victoria Lemons.
Oh,
And
sweet. The Vintage
Nikki
Victoria, the
Yeah.
owner is tuned in.
All right.
She said I have had their fish and it's amazing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is. It's really good.
Vintage Victoria is badass.
All right.
Have you been down there?
I have not yet.
At the Katy Depot.
I
like
take it back. I did too.
Yes.
But I went by, and unfortunately, I went by at a time when she was closed, so all I could do was look in the window. But look in the window, I did.
It's amazing. We did a couple shoots and they like outfitted the ladies that dressed and it was time appropriate and it was amazing.
Oh,
And
that's
just
cool.
they've been nothing but amazing. And that is actually her daughter is performing. It was Victoria, so
Oh, wow.
I just
Okay.
wanted to tie that together. So
Yeah. No, seriously. Next week we have Victoria Lemons, who's out of. She actually works at a coffee place in Kingston, so she's out of Oklahoma. And Nikki Heath is out of the Dallas area, and she is, part of a band called Beyond Destiny.
Ooh.
Yeah, she's gonna make the trek all the way up here and come talk to us in Victoria at the same time. So next week ought to be a really great show.
I'm
We're gonna play some music too.
So they're gonna jam on here and like
They're gonna jam on here.
one thing that Victoria does. Talk about it already being hard enough being a woman
Yeah.
performer. Man, she just is a boss. Like she does like a unique her own thing style.
So does Nikki.
So it's like, man, what I'm excited on that one.
Yeah.
I've wanted to record or do like a music video or something
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
with the with her just because like the jazz style thing is so.
Oh, I know. Wouldn't that
Rustic
be-
Rhythms is going to be one long music video.
It's gonna be a great
14,
show.
15 music videos all night.
Long.
No, it's gonna be really good. You're gonna hear a lot of really great music, and see a lot of really talented ladies.
And if you do want to get out, you're going to be able to. Our first official announcement is going to be you're going to be able to go to Mel's Grill that night.
it looks that way, yeah. We're
So-
gonna do a watch party at Mel's Grill. We're still
far,
working out
we're
the
still
details.
working out-
Of
Yeah,
course,
that's
of course.
the
But
But-
they've been kind enough in the beginning to come out and say, hey, if we can make it
Yeah.
happen. It's already hard enough for an off night like that. So they need to kind of get a head count of maybe who's going to come. And
Right.
how do they prepare for these kind of things? So
Yeah,
those are
that'll
the,
be a kind of a new one on all of us, right? Figuring out the watch party part.
the cool thing about the watch party is if there's last people who are watching right now, if they tune in throughout the week, if this is something that you want to get behind, you don't have like, you can sponsor a watch party by just saying, hey, We have a smart TV. We can put a YouTube app on here. We want to just play your stuff during the thing.
It's
as little as that if you can't
That's
do
all
any
it
kind
takes.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we can get everybody together,
A TV and an internet connection. And
you could have
can be a
watch parties
party.
everywhere.
We could. We
By the-
could.
Ryan Seacrest could tune in.
I know, right? Simon
he?
Cowell could tune in.
Oh, if
I know, right?
Who's Simon?
America's Got
Mel's
Talent.
Grill is great. So there's another one.
Yeah.
Mel's Grill really is great. I love their food.
Ann's performed there once.
Uh-huh.
Too.
I have. It was
But,
really, and I'm actually slated to later on next month.
And then we have so many other possibilities. We're just waiting to see who's going to take an opportunity.
I think Isabella said that in the nursery, she's going to be having the official baby watch party. So.
All right. So we're going to set up the iPad so she can watch it in there.
She's got a little TV in her room, like a little mini TV, so mom can do the pumping and stuff and nursery stuff.
By the
So
way, who's catering the performers?
it's going to be charcuteries by Kay.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
So there's going to be like a pretty
Perfect.
in-depth, a nice charcuterie board. So nice and light for these performers, but
yeah,
hearty and filling if needed. So
perfect.
and
That
then who
sounds
knows
great.
what kind of it's a rumor, but I heard there could be Whataburger taquitos for post game. So I don't know. so just
Yeah. Last time we did the finale for last season, my daughter did all the work.
the catering was great.
catering.
The
Yeah,
little
she did a
barbecue
great
weenie
job.
things. I don't know what those are called.
Little barbecue weenies. No, my daughter, she loves to cook, and I asked her if she would help me out with that. We planned the menu together, and
She did a
she
great
implemented
What was
it.
it? There was something else I overindulged in.
Spinach,
Those were
croissants
probably
and-
The
the
bacon thing? Was there bacon? Anything?
Yeah.
Bacon?
yes, there was
Something bacon that I really baconated on.
She there were some puff pastry spirals that she made.
I think those were so popular that I missed them.
And then there were something, I was trying to remember what we wrapped in bacon.
I grazed.
But we wrapped something in bacon.
I made one pass out of the control room and I grabbed a bacon something, and then I was gone for the distance. When I came back, it looked as if a small village had pillaged the food table. So I just grazed all that's left over.
So if you really want, get on the Ann House Music Facebook page and find the season finale for season 1. And if you look around there, you will find a post that shows the
spread.
spread that my daughter put together. And it was great. She did a really great job. I'm so proud of her.
So is this
So
something that
proud
she
of
would
her.
do for other things or other people, or is this something that was just
She
like for
might.
mom? I mean,
Well, she might.
okay,
Yeah. I mean, it's worth asking, certainly.
understood.
She one time she did a whole reconstructed
A whole chicken?
No.
14th century 15th century Russian royals feast.
Okay, so
She
I know
did a
I've mentioned.
turducken.
How much does that cost?
Oh,
Was it like
gosh.
the big
We
boy
did not-
package?
We didn't foot that one. Now
But
I know
some
I've mentioned
friends did,
several
and
times
it was like
that we do medieval recreation.
Big
or
turkey
have
leg
done.
things?
No.
that was
And what she did was there's it's kind of hard to explain, but there are levels. And she did this feast as not only a cooking exercise, but as a historical exercise, because she went and
researched all the food.
did all the research for it. It was 14th century Russian.
Lot of vodka.
no, not as much as
Not as much as you might think, but she did make beer.
She made some beer?
She
made
made
some
homemade
beer.
beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus
Just for
Christ.
the
Any
feast.
men out there listening to this, y'all better put a watching on this.
I'm telling you. I
The
mean,
lady makes beer.
the
Lock
lady-
the doors.
The lady is, and unfortunately, she is also taken. But she's extremely talented, and both of us have a.
Sounds like you should have her on
Bit
the
of a-
podcast sometime.
I would love to. A bit
She'd
of
be
a.
a great guest.
She's kind of a recluse.
She
She can call in.
She has a bit
Yeah.
of social anxiety.
She can call in from home.
She absolutely can.
She
Maybe
like-
I'll Zoom her in one day.
Oh, that'd be cool. She can use a virtual background and look like she's in the 14th century Russian.
There you go.
All I know is I would love to have some kind of party with you guys where there's like the feast where like it's like the movies where there's like the big turkey legs and like there's a girl fanning you and I just go like this and grapes are dropped on that. So however we make that happen, I'm in.
I think that's past period.
That is slightly outside of period, but we can manage it. We can manage that.
It doesn't have to be a lady. I wasn't trying to be sexist.
No. The Society for Creative Anachronism is a medieval recreation society that takes the time period between 600 and 1650.
Good year.
So you got about a little over 1,000 years worth of history to pick from.
It's crazy.
Yep, it is crazy. It is very crazy. It's something I've been doing since I was 18. So it's really got
I
some...
married into it.
And he married into it, yeah. That's one of the reasons I still
I'm
sing.
the most opposite of all that stuff. Like, my wife was way into Harry Potter, and I had never seen... Well, I don't think I've ever seen them all, or... I have a short attention span to this matter, but I haven't really got into the Game of Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. I never could. Star
That's
Wars.
not for everybody.
I didn't get into that kind of stuff, so maybe my palate's changed. Maybe
Try
I'll
it
be
and
into it.
see.
So again, give me a turkey leg and I'm down.
A turkey leg and a bag of dice and a mini. We can play Dungeons and Dragons.
Gosh, yes. SCA.org is the website. They've
Okay.
got a really cool video. Go check it out.
Cool.
And
Thanks, Tristan. Medina, cutting it up,
Yes.
chopping it up in the
Yes,
control room
please.
today, producing the show. We're downtown Denison at Podcasts on Main. If you guys are watching and thinking about doing this, give us a shout. You can come do one of these too.
oh yes,
It's fun.
yes,
it's a lot
and
of
it's
fun.
easy. We just show up and Chris does it all.
Not Chris, Medina. So,
All right. Well, thank you again, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Remember that next week, excuse me, we're going to be talking with Victoria Lemons and Nikki Heath. Y'all have a great evening.
Bye, y'all.
4 Gifts Unique.